Okay, so we're going to move on to our next presentation by Dr. Kristin Lang. She is the extension scientist at the Midwest Organic Center of the Rodale Institute. Sorry, couldn't get that out. She provides on-farm consultations for Midwest farmers and landowners who want to transition any portion of their operations to certified organic systems. She's developing partnerships with local and regional organizations to extend Rodale Institute's outreach in the Midwest. She has a PhD in horticulture and sustainable agriculture from Iowa State University.
Thank you, Amy. And I want to apologize if I suddenly go dark or if you hear any thunder in the background. We're getting some much needed rain and I'm really grateful for that. It's my pleasure to join all of you from Marion, Iowa. I'm going to take the next several minutes and share the story of Rodale Institute, highlight some of our key research, define regenerative organic agriculture, and share what in the world brought Rodale Institute from Pennsylvania out to Eastern Iowa. So Hunter set the stage really well for the story of Rodale Institute and alluded to how we fit into all of this. And it started in 1947 when J.I. Rodale wrote on a chalkboard that healthy soil equals healthy food equals healthy people. And it's been the guiding principle of our organization for over 70 years. J.I. Rodale was an entrepreneurial man with a key interest in organic farming. And his interest was sparked by an agriculturalist named Sir Albert Howard. Howard wrote passionately about the necessity of healthy soil and the use of natural methods like composting and cover cropping for food production. After reading the works of Howard, J.I. wrote, "I decided that we must get a farm at once and raise as much of our family's food by the organic method as possible." He and his wife Anna purchased a rundown farm a few miles northwest of Emmaus, Pennsylvania, and set to work transforming the property into a model for organic methods. J.I. conducted numerous growing experiments and noticed his health improve along with that of his land. He felt compelled to share his findings with the world, and the first issue of Organic Gardening and Farming wasn't far behind. And oftentimes at conferences, folks will still talk to me about this magazine to this day. Developing and demonstrating practical natural methods of rebuilding soil fertility became J.I. Rodale's primary goal. And in 1947, he founded the Soil and Health Foundation, later to be renamed the Rodale Institute. As J.I. communicated the idea of creating nutrient-rich, contaminant-free soil, people began to listen and the organic movement grew. A lot has changed since 1947. Rodale Institute is now headquartered on 333 acres outside of Kutztown, Pennsylvania, and the entire institute includes 7 campuses across 4 states with over 25 research projects ongoing. However, our work remains grounded in our mission to expand organic agriculture. We do this through conducting research on organic farming methods and their impacts, training a new generation of farmers, and helping farmers incorporate regenerative organic practices through internships and a veteran training program, and internships where folks can stay on the farm throughout the growing season. And finally, we educate consumers on the benefits of organic for people and the planet. The driving force behind implementing Rodale Institute's research mission is the Farming Systems Trial. This was started in 1981 under the guidance of J.I. Rodale's son, Robert. The Farming Systems Trial is the longest running side-by-side comparison of organic and conventional grain cropping systems in North America. An advisory board of farmers from around the country makes sure the research methods are consistent with equipment and methods used on real farms. The Farming Systems Trial is located on 12 acres on the main campus in Pennsylvania, and it analyzes grain cropping systems because 70% of crops grown in the United States are grains, including soy, corn, oats, and wheat. The Farming Systems Trial is divided into 3 overarching systems: organic manure, organic legume, and conventional. The organic manure system represents an organic dairy or beef operation. It features a long rotation of annual feed crops and perennial forage crops. Fertility is provided by legume cover crops and periodic applications of composted manure. The organic farming system represents an organic cash grain system. It features a mid-length rotation consisting of annual grain crops and cover crops. The system's sole source of fertility is legume cover crops, and crop rotation provides the primary line of defense against pests. Both of these organic systems are compared to the conventional synthetic system, which represents a typical US grain farm. It relies on synthetic nitrogen for fertility, and weeds are controlled by synthetic herbicides selected by and applied at rates recommended by current land-grant university professionals. Each of the three cropping systems was divided in 2008 to compare traditional tillage with no-till practices. The organic system utilizes Rodale Institute's no-till roller crimper, and the no-till conventional system relies on current practices of herbicide applications and no-till specific equipment. GMOs were also introduced to the conventional plots in 2008 when their use became widespread across the country. During the lifespan of the farming systems trial, Rodale Institute scientists have collected data measuring differences in soil health, crop yields, energy efficiency, water use and contamination, and nutrient density of crops. And over the last 4 decades, our research in the farming systems trial has shown that organic farming systems build rather than deplete soil organic matter, often regardless of tillage practices, making it a more sustainable system. Organic yields can match conventional yields after a 5-year transition period. Organic outperforms conventional in years of extreme weather, such as drought, with up to 40% higher yields, most recently witnessed on our farm in corn production of 2016. Organic farming uses 45% less energy and releases 40% fewer carbon emissions when you analyze the life cycle of the entire production system, accounting for all of the inputs and use of the tractor and everything that goes into producing crops in those systems. And finally, and very importantly, as a deciding factor, organic farming systems can be 3 to 6 times more profitable than conventional systems when accounting for the entire cost of production. And the ability to be profitable on these farming systems has direct implications for keeping families on the farm, for allowing farmers not to need to pursue off-farm income. And I see many cases of family farms in Iowa that are 500 to 700 acres as an organic operation and in supporting their family with no one needing to work off-farm. And that's something that really gives me hope for revitalizing our rural communities. So Rodale Institute, in cooperation with other scientists, has highlighted the benefits of organic agriculture as a tool to improve soil health, farm profitability, and combat climate change. We're still faced with accelerating climate change, and according to top scientists, only about 60 years worth of topsoil remains if agricultural systems do not change from maintaining soil health to improving soil health, which calls for a shift to regenerative organic agriculture. Regenerative is the buzzword in agriculture these days. It refers to a type of farming that goes above and beyond today's organic standards to actively regenerate the natural resources used while supporting healthy, thriving communities. Regenerative organic agriculture centers on the idea of systems that improve resources versus simply maintaining them. Robert Rodale championed regenerative before the USDA organic standards and certification even existed. And as Hunter mentioned earlier, in 1989, Robert coined the term regenerative organic by distinguishing a kind of farming that goes beyond sustainable. He believed the word sustainable denoted just keeping the status quo, and it wasn't an appropriate use of what we were trying to do. Robert went on to describe a holistic approach to farming that encourages continuous innovation and improvement. So the #1 priority in regenerative organic agriculture is soil health, as it affects everything from plant health to human well-being and the future of our planet. Regenerative organic agriculture prioritizes soil health while also encompassing high standards for animal welfare and worker fairness. The idea is to create farm systems that work in harmony with nature to improve quality of life for every creature involved. And for this reason, in 2018, Rodale Institute, along with brands like Patagonia and Dr. Bronner's, introduced a new holistic high bar standard for agriculture certification. Regenerative organic certification is overseen by the Regenerative Organic Alliance, which is a nonprofit made up of experts in farming, ranching, soil health, animal welfare, and farmer and worker fairness. The goals of the Regenerative Organic Certified Standard are to promote holistic agriculture practices in an all-encompassing certification. So this certification focuses on increases in soil organic matter over time and sequestering atmospheric carbon in the soil, contributing to the reversal of climate change. It improves animal welfare and ensures 5 freedoms for animals on farms, 0 tolerance for confined animal feeding operations, plus assurance of pasture-raised animals with limits on transport time and confinement. And finally, it provides economic stability and fairness for farmers, ranchers, and farm workers. In practice, the Regenerative Organic Certified Standard provides a holistic agriculture certification structure encompassing requirements that upholds the 3 pillars. When implemented, these standards ensure the use of practices such as conservation tillage, cover crops and crop rotations, rotational grazing, no synthetic fertilizers or pesticides, compost, and fair working conditions. Regenerative Organic Certified is important because there is limited time to reverse climate change. The practices recommended in Regenerative Organic Certified are a direct action to climate change by improving resilience to extreme weather events through increased water infiltration and storage capacity, preservation of valuable topsoil with reduced erosion, and sinking carbon from the atmosphere into the soil through regenerative farming methods. We acknowledge that this certification goes above and beyond the USDA certified organic label and deepens protections, adding important criteria that builds from USDA organic standards in the areas of soil health and land management, animal welfare, and farmer and worker fairness. The pilot program for Regenerative Organic Certified spanned farms and processing facilities across 9 countries and included farms in the United States, such as Apricot Lane Farms in California, which was featured in the 2019 documentary, The Biggest Little Farm. And more locally, another pilot farm was Grain Place Foods in Nebraska, which is head by David Vetter, who was featured in the 2018 documentary, Dreaming of a Better World. The pilot phase of the program is now complete, and regenerative organic certified products are on store shelves across the United States. With a new certification program and decades of research highlighting the benefits of organic agriculture, Rodale Institute recognized the need to expand its presence outside of Pennsylvania and put boots on the ground across the United States. This led to 2 key changes in 2019. The introduction of the Rodale Institute Regional Resource Center and the launch of the Organic Crop Consulting Program. I personally get to work in both of these new projects, which is exciting and challenging and gives me a lot of hope for the future of agriculture. In September 2019, we opened the Midwest Organic Center at Etzel Sugar Grove Farm in Marion, Iowa, which is just north of Cedar Rapids. Etzel Sugar Grove Farm is 190 acres of cropland, pasture, and hardwood forest, which is owned and operated by Indian Creek Nature Center, the only private non-profit nature center in the state of Iowa. The farm was generously donated to Indian Creek Nature Center in 2016 by the late George Etzel. And Indian Creek Nature Center has been a leader in sustainability since its founding in 1973. And they are focusing their farm efforts on an 8-acre permaculture demonstration and education field that includes over 500 trees and integrated plantings of shrubs, fruit crops, and vegetables. The Rodale Institute Midwest Organic Center is supported in large part by Frontier Co-op, which is headquartered in Iowa and is well known for products for natural living under the Frontier Co-op, Simply Organic, and Oracacia brands. We're really grateful to Frontier Co-op for supporting our work in the Midwest. Without them, none of this would be possible. Our team currently has 3 core members, and I'm fortunate to work alongside Dr. Carl Rozier, who is our research director and has a background in soil microbiology, and our farm manager, Scott Kepke, who has been a local foods advocate in Iowa for years and has many years of farm experience. Iowa was selected as the location for the Midwest Organic Center because of the incredible potential to alter grain crop production systems. There are approximately 23 million acres of corn and soybean in production in Iowa each season, but there are only about 100,000 acres of organic cropland and just shy of 1 million acres in cover crops on Iowa landscapes every year. So this means there's an incredible opportunity to assist farmers in adopting new management practices across Iowa and the surrounding Midwest states. The vision of the Midwest Organic Center is to develop and implement an integrated research and outreach program that provides viable solutions to farm needs and addresses critical environmental issues within the region as they relate to soil health and water quality, both of which are incredible issues across the state of Iowa. Based on farmer and stakeholder input, we recognize that key challenges for Midwest farmers include variable weather patterns such as extreme rainfall events, the ongoing pressure to combat weeds, and the desire to improve soil health to maintain economically viable systems. There continues to be a large interest in how to speed the recovery of the soil when synthetic inputs are removed during the 36-month transition from conventional to organic methods. We are executing our mission to conduct fundamental applied research into farm management decisions that improve soil organic matter accumulation, nutrient retention, and biodiversity. And we are leading an extension program that provides farmers with resources to improve farm profitability while improving soil health. 2020 is our first season, and we're designing plots and getting crops in the ground this week, next week, and the week after. And we're learning that it takes a lot to start a brand new research farm. So we're making a lot of mistakes, but we're looking towards the success of the future. And through our efforts, we want the Midwest Organic Center to serve as a model to inspire land stewardship and regenerative organic agricultural practices. The farm is on a fairly busy road just outside of Marion, Iowa, and we already have neighbors stopping and asking what in the world we're doing and commenting on our weed management strategies and wondering what our crop rotations are. So we're using this as an opportunity to start conversations and build bridges in the neighborhood. In this photo, you can actually see our metaphorical metal bridge that is being built in Iowa. So with the long-term goal of the Midwest Organic Center to transform the Midwestern United States as the world leader in organic grain production and meet the nutritional needs for local populations through diversified production of fruits, vegetables, nuts, and livestock, we realize that being a catalyst for change requires on-farm support, which is why Rodale Institute put their money where their mouth was and began an organic crop consulting program in March of 2019. So our consulting program fulfills Rodale's Institute's mission to assist farmers in successfully transitioning to organic production. And we're accomplishing this by providing technical assistance to farmers, landowners, businesses, and fellow service providers in their efforts to transition farmland to organic and regenerative organic systems. We serve to translate research results into practical information to support the continuous improvement of soil health. And we're striving to connect agricultural communities and share educational resources to empower farmers to innovate and achieve their long-term goals. Through this program, we envision a future where all farmers who transition to organic can create a profitable system that increases soil health while mitigating the impact on the environment. Currently, our team has 3 crop consultants, 2 working in Pennsylvania and myself in the Midwest, and we're providing direct support. Examples of that support include helping clients navigate the National Organic Program standards and understanding what changes might be necessary on their farm, what the standards actually mean. We do a lot of myth busting, and we help farmers develop organic systems plans that are part of the requirement for your organic inspection. We serve as ambassadors of the Rodale Institute research team so that we can apply research findings from Pennsylvania also working with local land-grant university partners, in my case, including Iowa State University and the University of Wisconsin-Madison, so that we can find the most relevant research-based information for implementing changes. And across the state of Iowa and many states in the Midwest, it could be several hundred miles between organic farmers. So we work to connect these new organic farmers with markets, financial support, local farmer services, and most importantly with each other, making sure that they have farm mentors and are welcomed into the fold and know who they can turn to. So we strive to provide objective assistance. We're not here to sell a product, which sets us apart from many consultants that might be tied to selling some form of an input. We're not here to do that. And we really focus on meeting farmers where they are. I've been approached by folks who have been farming organically for many years, but are looking to reduce tillage or move to a no-till system. I've been approached by folks that have never farmed in their life and are wondering where to start, and everyone in between. So since promoting our services in January of 2020, specifically for the Midwest, I've been able to assist farmers and landowners with the application of organic ag on their farms. Many of our discussions have focused on how to redesign crop rotations based on available markets and beating weed cycles and pest pressure, cover crop termination techniques without the use of synthetic inputs, and soil building methods, especially during transition. A common discussion point that's coming up a lot right now in the Midwest is the desire to produce crops without synthetic inputs, but also minimize the use of tillage, which is why organic often gets a bad rap. So conservation tillage and the move towards feasible no-till organic methods are a priority for many organic farmers, and they're also a priority for many scientists. So our Rodale Institute scientists continue to work alongside university partners and agricultural organizations to improve no-till organic agriculture. And I really see that as the future of our mission, is continuing to improve that system. And during my so far brief stint working with the Rodale Institute Crop Consulting Program, I'm learning a lot from farmers and really enjoying the chance to build bridges in the region. And every farm is unique, and I'm learning that the motivation for changing agricultural production systems can be grounded in economic factors, personal beliefs, or both. There isn't a one-size-fits-all plan for adopting regenerative organic agricultural systems, but I believe that Rodale Institute's research and education efforts, in partnership with many other organizations, can serve as a catalyst for change across Midwestern farms. And the last nugget of wisdom I'd like to leave everyone with comes from an organic farmer, one of the founding organic farmers of Iowa, so to speak, Tom Franson, who shared that happy farmers are creative and creative farmers are happy. And organic agriculture allows for that room for creativity. So with that, I'd like to thank everyone and welcome any questions that you have. And I see that many have been piling up, so I'm going to stop sharing so I can dig into those, and Amy prompt me as well.
Okay, actually, I have a couple questions if I could go first.
Okay.
So how could local universities and colleges get involved with Rodale?
I'm encouraging anyone to reach out. We do work often with our land-grant university partners. For example, I'm very fortunate to work with Kathleen Dellett of Iowa State University, Aaron Silva of the University of Wisconsin-Madison. But we definitely welcome partnerships to build bridges with land grants in the Midwest. And I have a lot of people still to meet. So we're new to the area, and happy to have discussions with people. The reality is, in a lot of these universities, there might be entire departments dedicated to conventional agriculture, and the organic program might be one individual. I see that Hunter is giving a shout out to the Leopold Center. They're a great resource in Iowa. Unfortunately, in 2016, the legislature defunded them, so they are operating on a much smaller budget and down to a staff of 2, but the sustainable agriculture community in Iowa continues to fight for reinstatement of funding for the Leopold Center.
Okay, thank you. My other question was related to, you talked about regenerative organic certification, and that's different, obviously, than
Mhm.
the USDA's current process. And I mean, can you just talk about that briefly, maybe, and what people can expect
Yeah.
that's evolving?
So regenerative organic certification, and there is an entire website that shows the framework that they used during the pilot program, and there was a public comment period, and folks they're tweaking the certification model. But regenerative organic certification was really a response to some of the things that were happening with the National Organic Program and the erosion of animal welfare standards, the allowance of hydroponic production. Um, regenerative organic certification does not allow for any soilless production. It enforces animal welfare standards, and it also hinges on continuous improvement of the soil and does require soil testing. That being said, the first step to regenerative organic certification is USDA certification. So this is building on the standard. So if you look at Dr. Bronner's worked on a coconut oil product that is just the first example I can think of. When you look at that product, you're going to see the USDA organic seal, and you're also going to see regenerative organic certification. All right. Am I taking visits this spring? That is a good point. So just like everyone else with COVID-19, our consulting program right now is taking place completely virtually. And it is really unfortunate timing both directions, because I was eager to get on farms and do tours and walkthroughs with people. And we were also really excited to host events at our site in Iowa. Through probably June, I expect to be doing all of the farm consultation services remotely, but I'm realizing that there are ways to be creative. I did a 2.5-hour farm tour with someone in Kansas a couple of weeks ago, and we just used Google Earth and zoomed in and out of different fields and shared pictures and had a great discussion about what was going on the farm and what some possible changes and tweaks in the system could be. I know that that's not a replacement to getting on farm, and I look forward to doing that as soon as Rodale feels that it's in the best interest of farmers under local guidance. We hope to have both an open house and a ribbon cutting this fall in October at the farm, but we are, again, just going to wait and see what the world looks like. But we hope that we can welcome people to the farm and have a celebration in a safe manner. But if we're unable to do so, we'll look at a virtual event instead. All right.
I don't think I see any other questions unless I missed any.
Okay.
So we'll make
thank
sure,
you, everyone.
yeah, thank you so much, Kristin, and we'll make sure that everybody, if they have questions later, that we can get back to you on that. So I'm sure people are going to think of stuff. I'm just going to turn this off real quick. Thank you so much.